liberty, and justice for all. On the Texas flag, I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible.
Please come to order and do not approve the posting in accordance with Chapter 551 of the Texas Government Code as amended known as the Texas Open Meetings Act. Members of the public who wish to speak shall each have 5 minutes to address the court. Yes, sir.
Good morning.
Yeah.
We have a very important thing to take care of today, our budget. But related to that, and it's probably not in there, but relates to our health and our environment. I'm Executive Director of Citizens for Environmental Cleanup. 40 years ago, I wasn't here, but there was a power plant built. And everybody's, we got lots of jobs and money, and that was great. But for 40 years, we didn't know how much pollution that was putting out in our community and how many people were getting cancer. We became the cancer capital of Texas. The Citizens for Environmental Cleanup, the 42 members, did address that. And we battled the environment in court. I represented our group who couldn't afford a lawyer. And we won that case. Because we sued the governor of Texas because he exceeded his authority. Today, the amount of stuff in our air has been reduced by 92,000 tons per year of sulfur dioxide. How bad is that? That's a big number. So I compare it to Harris County and all of Houston who cannot meet the national ambient air quality standards. They only put out 25,000 tons per year and 286 air permits. We had 8 permits with 92,000 tons, 4 times worse than Houston. That's gone today. But in its place has come oil and gas and lots of money into the budget and people's pockets and jobs. But they're creating a major issue also. A health issue with respect to the noise that they generate, the low frequency noise that most people can't hear. And our people are becoming sick. It's a whole body, it's creating a whole body pathology. It's not just a hearing issue. And so, affecting the budget-wise, we probably need about 4 people, 1 in each of your districts, to find out just how bad the sickness is in this county today. I have a very short list that I can share with you today. But it's much worse than that. We don't know how bad the situation is in our county. And I would suggest we think about having a person for each district to determine how bad it is. Kind of like an assessment that we, the federal government, how many people are in our county, but how many people are sick. And that probably needs to be added to the budget. And another thing to think about is we have a health official in this county. And we haven't tasked him to do anything. And that's the way he is. He's volunteered. We need to do away with the health official in this county and go to the district, the area health office to help us out. Let them get involved and determine how bad the situation is in this county. That's their job. But because we told them that we have this county health official, they're not going to do anything for us. county health official ain't doing anything, we haven't tasked him to do anything, let's do away with that position. Don't need a volunteer that's not gonna do anything. We need to have the area health, state health officials to get involved in the health issues in this county. And it is very, very serious problems today. I know personally, because I have been so severely affected and have had to take extreme measures to protect my health. I was given brain damage of oil and gas back in 2007 after 3 days of intense noise, and it wasn't just by accident. I testified before the Sunset Review Commission and the Railroad Commission, and we've got a bill passed in House Bill 1818, and the Railroad Commission is not properly implementing that bill. They're not addressing this situation as required by law. And we've asked you guys to write a letter to the governor, we asked you to write a letter to the county attorney requesting them contact the attorney general to get a reading. Is noise to be included in their plan that they're supposed to develop? That's a critical issue that must be addressed, and I think you are doing that now, and county attorney also, the November letter also. So we need to address these serious issues and get some item in the budget for, maybe for your, in your environmental area. Those 4 people will be temporary to find out in their area what are the health problems in those areas and their meaning. And people don't know who to talk to. They don't know who to address them. And their doctor doesn't have a clue what's going on. They do not know anything about vibroacoustic disease that's available in this county. That's probably in 5 minutes. Right? But I thank you very much for the attention and some food for thought that needs to be taken care of. And I appreciate your attention.
Thank you. My name's Pat Wiggins. I live in Precinct 3. My favorite state trooper is here. He hasn't stopped me in a while because I'm not speeding anymore. I came this morning to say that I hope that today we can have some robust discussion concerning the budget. It's an open public meeting. It's posted as a public meeting for the public, and those of us who make the effort to come, we appreciate what y'all do. And I just hope to see some resolution today. Today's a deadline, but I hope to see a resolution today so I can see some robust discussion. And if we agree to disagree, but we agree with what we've got, that's good. But we need the budget. Thank you. Thank you.
Yes, thank you, and thank you. I'm up again, and I appreciate y'all time. And listen to me, I appreciate your service to the community. As I've said before, and I'm going to repeat a couple of things I've said, but sometimes it's necessary to repeat things. God repeats things a lot in His Word, and I think repeating things is how we remember and we pay attention to it. My mom and daddy repeated a lot of things to me over the years, and then I passed them on to my kids. You don't get it the first time. So anyway, I repeat. It's not because I'm senile, it's because I just want to let you know where I stand and remind you on these issues. I support the $300 increase on entry-level salaries that y'all have proposed and discussed. I support providing the funds necessary to repopulate the jail, to get the roof and the air conditioning system fixed. I support anything that's necessary for the Sheriff's Department to protect us. That office is unlike a lot of offices. It's a 24-hour, 365-day job. It never closes. People wear out, vehicles wear out, equipment wears out, and the facilities wear out. And the people that staff it, I respect them, and not only them, but the DPS troopers too. They risk their lives for us, and I think that it's important that we recognize that and adequately compensate them for the risk that they take. You know, most of our jobs will turn into a life or death situation in a matter of seconds. But theirs can. Their job can go from everything peaceful till it's wrecked. And we have that example, like November, a year or two ago, this trooper happened. So when you may think that they have enough equipment, enough people, but it doesn't take but one instance for things to get in the ditch and for them to be needing funds, they need people, they need staffing. And then I want to say finally, you know, y'all are in control. You have the power of the purse, as they talk about, and you do have the power to fund whatever necessary. But you also have the responsibility to protect the citizens of Freestone County. The safety and security, just one thing can cause devastation to the county. So I thank you for listening and appreciate your time this morning. Thank you again.
I'm sitting down, I do not want to speak. Oh, David's got a speech down on his paper. Anyone else?
Let me say something, Judge.
Yes, sir.
I'm Don Corn and I live in this county. And the things that I see going in this county, I managed a lot of budgets in my time, 35 years. And I've never seen anybody like this up here that work together, but the interest of Freestone County first. What I'm saying is, I forget which one of them said it a while ago, but you got the environmental guy you got working right now, you don't do nothing. Except ride around with somebody else that I know in here. So what I'm saying is, if you guys are going to sit up on that bench, y'all need to start doing your job. You need to trim the fat and put it where it needs to go. That's all I got to say.
Anyone else? If not, then we will go to item number 1, public hearing on the budget. And what time is it?
9:14.
9:14, we are opening the public hearing on the budget. The commissioners have an updated budget. And in this updated budget are the things that we have previously discussed. Making the 2 positions to full-time. On the list here. Wait a minute. Also, the 2% raise is in this budget. The 3 cars and an additional amount for the van at the estimated figure that we have is added in. Money for the jail repairs. And the addition of 2 officers. Now, we had talked about, actually you said that 35 was low, I had put 50 as just an estimated amount, so we had no idea. And the 2 officers, we had talked about transport, but actually you said that they will be deputies, but they will be covering the transport also, is that correct?
Yes, I mean, it's gonna be just like what we have now. Anybody and everybody that's on shift, you know, we've got
But our
major needs.
transporting will be much more frequent than it has been, so that's the
Yes.
need for that. And with the rate that we had talked about, the maximum amount, .409, that would cover all of the current expenses. We talked about budgeting some out of surplus. The only thing that this budget that is budgeted out of surplus is the $1 million for the capital murder case. Discussion.
The whole $1 million,
The whole $1 million. Yes. And this is a public hearing. I just want to state where we are on this, or y'all can be thinking about it. But the public hearing is for any members of the public who wish to speak about the budget. Oh, there is one other thing, we'll talk about that in a few minutes.
I might not have heard everything. Does it include in terms of the pay grade increases? Is it the 200 or the 300? The 300, okay. And I support that. I support, with Mr. Sanders, I support the .409 tax rate. If I'm a taxpayer on a fixed income.
This district coordinator,
Yes.
down at the bottom of the page.
Yes.
Still had the 29, thought it was 30.
Tammy, that was the last person that had that
The
position.
last person had that position, and they were on a grade one.
Grade one, that's
But
correct.
after looking at that, we requested that it be put in the same grade level as the JP clerks. They do basically the same thing. They handle the court, all the court coordinating issues, and I think our court coordinators are the same.
They don't necessarily do the same as our clerks.
Well,
They just send out notices and make sure court, ours do everything that all the other clerks do.
Yes, I didn't mean everything,
Yeah.
but I meant it kind of fit in most, seemed like it fit in with that same, everybody that is in that.
I have a question, because I think there might have been some confusion, at least on my part, one day, about where that clerk will be making as a full-time clerk. Oh, yeah, so have y'all decided, or are you talking about it, or
Well, we're in the midst of it.
what's on the
And
table?
that higher end amount is 30,000 for that, 30 for that category. If we do the increase.
Yes, ma'am.
But see, it's all still up in the air, actually. But if we do that increase, then it would be 30. But that will be discussed, some of the discussion. And,
Is the increase for our JPs trying to get any kind of an actual increase in their pay? Is it off the table? I mean, are they just looking at the 2% only?
this time,
Not this 5 years that I've been here, it's been every year. They haven't even made it up to the cap yet. And y'all aren't raising the cap, right? You're leaving the cap where it
that's
is?
gonna be for a later discussion about the cap. Probably at the next meeting we'll have that on, talk about if we're going to keep the cap.
But there's still no room for them to go up besides the 2%.
Well, it's the same range that everybody else got.
So you're saying, so you're saying their secretaries are not part of the $300 increase?
No.
They're just part of the 2%?
I think they probably were already above what that amount will be. When you add the $300 a month to the higher end amount, they are already above that amount. And it's only people that are below that amount that will get any adjustment.
We're like barely. We're like barely above it. Yeah, a little bit
So
above it.
Like last year's 2% barely drove us above it.
Well, because they've been working
So what
there.
we eventually want to do is go back.
You've been there 12 years.
Grade chart to,
Yes.
changing the grade chart to grade their employees up a little more.
If we, the higher end amount is what we're talking about on these now, on these three lower grades, grade 1, grade 2, and grade 3. And, I mean, the lower paid people have raised the higher end amounts for those people. And if we happen to have someone that is already hired in, but then they are below what the current higher end amount will be, if we approve that, then they would be moved up to that amount, rather than them having to maybe quit and then hire back so they could get that or something. That's a different discussion. You know, we have through the years, generally that's what we've done. We've done a few, generally we just have given an across the board raise to everybody.
I was just thinking, I was thinking that they were also included in the raise.
Right now, they're at 31,541. And you're starting that second at 30.
On the pay scale, Mike, the tier that they're in, the grade that they're in was affected, so that would go up. It just, at this current time, that salary was higher than what that's going up to. Unless y'all raise it higher than the 300, then they would be affected.
Or unless you gave them a separate raise than just the tier part, than just the 2%.
How many do we have to benefit from the beginning, from the change?
If it goes for 300?
Yes. Do you have very many? You do?
Yeah, because you got district clerk and county clerk. Yeah. And you got
32. 32 people.
Yeah.
Just curious.
Any other public comment? If not, 9:23, we will close the public hearing and go to item number 2, which is the budget. Discussion on the budget. Discussion on the budget.
Yeah.
I expressed last Monday, trying to figure out where we can come with some common ground so that we can reach an agreement. And, I don't know if anyone said anything, I don't know where everyone is at. I would like to see JP's raise some. What we said we were going to do with the 200,000 for the court.
250. 250,000.
250,000.
You see about getting the outside of the water.
But I support what Jeremy was asking for, and I didn't think the rest supported it, so we're just trying to figure out where we at.
I could go with the 40.9. I can go with the 2 positions with the upstairs and the one down here. And I can go with the $300 a month raise for those people that are in those lower positions. And I think some of those other things we need to look at. I mean, that's just my opinion. Y'all do what y'all want to do.
This is the time. Let's discuss it then. The 2 positions.
This is the one in the district
Yes,
clerk's office.
yes. Yeah,
and
I
the
think
one-
everybody's
And the one down in the
supporting
house, and the one down in the highway patrol's office.
Yes,
Add those to the budget,
it's in there.
and the rate of 41 of that.
Okay.
And the 300.
And the
So,
300.
and the 3, yes, sir.
Um,
And the 2.
And the 2%.
Yeah.
Then the other thing would be the 2 positions for the sheriff's office. Since our contract is going to be different, and we are going to have to be doing more transporting, I think that, that's something we have to consider.
When we get our jail fixed, will we still have to do transport?
Not as much as we've been doing since it's been closed, but we still will have overflow that has to go on Limestone County. But of course, they're still helping us with the transport now. Till October 1st. But we still will have people going back and forth as far as the overflow people taking them over there. And when we have court, any of us, we'll be doing all of that transport.
But it's pretty strong in my belief that we need our jail put together when we can keep.
Well, on that note, we did get the amended contract back from Parsons, and it has been signed and sent back to them. So I don't know what their starting date is. Do you know?
No, but it's sent yesterday, he didn't call me.
But
What he
that's
called
in
yesterday,
place to
so
be
he
done.
didn't.
That's in place to be done. So,
We have to do as much transport once we get the jail back open. I mean, we got people over there now that can transport, I mean, with the jailers transport.
well, what I'm.
We got like 8 people, I think, hired.
6 now.
6.
We lost 2 last week.
What happened, they left,
11
Pay.
already.
paid? Well, they were fixing to get a raise, I guess, they just got a $300 month
But
raise.
that was 2 of the ones that had just been hired.
It was 2 of the ones that were just hired. Yeah.
So we got 6.
But what I'm concerned about is after October 1st, is when we will be doing a lot more transporting because they won't, Limestone County won't be doing any either. We will have to.
If we get our jail back open, we won't have that many people to transport.
Well, right now, how many do we have in jail right now? About 43?
Yes, 41 and 43.
And our jail?
No.
In Limestone.
Inmates.
So our jail holds what, 38?
If it's all.
Our jail, technically our jail holds 43, but jail standards always says keep 5 or 6 beds open because you never know what's gonna come in and out. So we always try to keep it between 31 to 34. Like I said, it goes back to being the mentals and medicals. So a lot of that depends on mentals and medicals.
So if we got that many in our jail, the only ones we got to transport is 5 or 6 from Limestone County.
Yes, and 5 or 6 from Limestone County would cost me 2 deputies and 2 Tahoes.
Unless they have health issues,
And
we don't have a
we're
nurse
sitting
on
here
staff.
talking about needing 2 deputies for transports. I need 2 deputies anyway, already, besides the extra transports. And we have for years.
We got 43, now, just started, we got 43 here, and we've got, say 50, but we got 7 people over there to transport back and forth.
Well, but we need
Go
to.
court day. Sorry, on court day.
No, we have a court date.
Yeah, when they have court.
But we don't keep, but usually about 30 to 35, is that what you're
Right,
saying?
like 31 to 34 is normally what we were averaging before we started struggling now.
And so we are having to transport because of medical more than just that amount.
Yes, I mean, you gotta figure in all the transports we're already doing for out of county, out of state, EDOs. I mean, there's numerous transports we're already doing. Now we're gonna add 7 to 9 people on Tuesdays and Thursdays or whatever the court may be. Heck, I think we had one the other day, it was probably in the double digits. That will take, I can only put 2 or 3 in each Tahoe. I only have like 3 patrol deputies on the street. If I have to send 3 people over there to pick up 9 people, and that's if they get along and they're all the same sex, then I have nobody in Freestone County on the road. Nobody. So you start putting in females and males and people that don't get along, man, you're talking about everybody I've got. So I need 2 people regardless. The transports are going up. I really need 2 people. And you want to be honest with you, I probably need 3 or 4 now. I'm trying to work it with 2 to see what I've got, just like I've done every single year. I see what I have, and I come back later to see if I can make it work. That's what I've been doing. I haven't strayed from that. So I need 2 people.
I'll go for it. The budget isn't written.
save some money doing that. And if we can.
I,
The first year.
And we could still make that decision after the budget. We're just putting the money in there to fund. But if we decide to go with a lease, I mean, we'll have to have funds in there if we're gonna go and lease.
well,
lease-
it'd actually be
without
cheaper.
purchasing.
I mean, well, anyway, I'm not saying the lease is cheap, I'm saying the amount of money, because we put in there, what, 160? We have in there for 3 vehicles. If y'all went with the lease, it would be a cheaper upfront anyway, so
But
this
we
should,
can talk about that after.
yes,
this.
yes.
We can look at which way we want to go, it's best, whether it's the lease or the purchase. We have funds in there to do either one.
We need vehicles, but that could go either way. I mean, but this other stuff's a whole lot more important right now.
Judge, excuse me, can I make a comment at this time? If you add the 2 deputies, do they still fit within the .409 revenue stream that's going to be generated? They do. Okay. So what the request is will fit under the rate. So I would encourage you to do that because you've already crunched the numbers and it fits. So, yeah, and so it appears that it's something that's necessary. And again, you not only got the safety, you know, the day-to-day stuff, but, you know, one transport incident, and it happens. You know, it wasn't too long ago in the news that transporting some criminals from one location to another. They stopped for breakfast. The first thing you know, you got a break. So, you know, the safety issue is something that's always present. Thank you.
We do have, not just transport lines, but, various things, but.
We have a transport vehicle now. How many transport vehicles we have now currently?
Every single one of them can be considered a
Don't we
transport
have some identified as a transport vehicle?
vehicle. You might.
You would know better than me, I don't know, I'm just.
It doesn't matter. I mean, I could name them, I can give them any name I wanted. They all get used for the same thing. It just,
And as with these two, we're saying, I started off calling them the transport officer, but actually, it's gonna be a deputy, any of the deputies can do a transport, depending on what shift it's on.
it's kind of like the jail, where it's considered the transport deputy in the jail that we have to have. That's a deputy. That deputy helps us with everything else. That's why it's always good to just have the deputy, because if he's not transporting, that gives me somebody else to use for this county to protect the citizens, which is what we are paid to do.
I think y'all know how I feel, so I'm going for the whole ball of wax, and we can meet on this forever. I mean, we're pretty well riding this dead horse now, seems like. But I'm in from 409 to 300 to 2%, the prepaid full-time, honorable pay, get our salary scale, and whatever sheriff department needs.
Judge, can I say something? You know, you got these constables around here, and you got so many of them, really. Just ask them what to do in the winter time. The only time you see them is at a photo op. So, you know, you can cut some of them people down, cut their hours down, cut this environmental guy down, and give the man what he needs to run this county. And all I see this man do over here is shake his head. You're gonna have to work together to get it done.
What we're trying to do is work together, see if we can come together on this.
Judge, would this be the time that we talked about, when that would go into effect?
2% raise?
Yeah, so like,
Yes, you know, we're saying we're getting a 2% raise. But is that gonna be for employees that are currently working? And if somebody's hired into the town, and October 1st, they wouldn't get a 2% raise. Just if you're currently hired in.
We had kind of added it into the budget before in the past because it was based on October the 1st, but if y'all want it effective as soon as the budget's adopted, then we can take those amounts out
Well,
of that.
you know, are we gonna, if we have somebody that hires in September the 30th, are we gonna give them a 2% raise the next day? We're trying to, we just need it clarified so that we know where we are.
Correct. And then on the two full-time positions, part-time going to full-time, I know in the budget, one is at the higher amount that was in the original, and one's at the regular amount. So are we gonna go off the pay scale where they are right now, or is it gonna go off of what's in the budget? So in the budget, the DPS secretary is budgeted in at what it would go to with the $300 raise, but the court coordinator is actually budgeted at the 35 that was originally put in. So are we gonna go off the pay scale?
I think since we are looking at it being in the pay scale, it will be the 30 change.
Okay, I just need clarification.
I would like to say I can't speak for all constables, but I do what's required to
What's required?
bail, coordinator, and serve.
Let me ask you this. How many hours you work a week?
I'll keep up with how many hours.
You know about how many hours.
I don't know how many
At
hours.
this time,
If you would like the job,
at
run
this
for it.
time, we're talking
Okay,
only
yeah,
about,
get your nose up out of
we're
there.
talking only about the budget, and we need to get back onto the budget issues. So is there any more discussion on the budget? First, let's clarify the 2%. When will that be effective as of today, people that are hired as of today? And people hired after today will not get the 2% in October. So it's not confusing, you need to know what it is.
So what are you saying?
October first,
Yeah,
Pardon?
October first.
yeah.
And start October 1st.
Yeah.
You know, we used to have a 6-month probation too. So I don't still have it.
Not really.
October first.
So if you hire somebody September the 25th, they get a 2% raise October the 1st. Hire them in at whatever.
I don't think so. Oh, well, that's just me, that's just my opinion. Because then you hire me.
Starts till October the first.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, that would work out too, but, you know, and there's always that few in there, and then we have to adjust. We just need to know how, without everybody else, you know, everybody has different opinions, so we need to have consensus of that. Are you saying October 1st? Yeah. You're saying now?
Well, I support it.
What do you think, Judge?
I think now.
Now? Now.
Okay.
Okay, now.
Who's in there?
Okay, so we're now. All right. I think
Are you gonna be off on your budget?
Let me, I
How's it
wanted to
gonna be
get some
in the budget?
clarity on
It's
what
October
Andy was
1st.
talking about, he's support. So at the bottom, I see that, are we talking about hiring three different, I see the DPS, are we talking about hiring three different people at the bottom?
no, not the
Just the-
extension secretary. She still will be part-time.
So just the two, correct?
Just the two, I didn't catch
Okay,
that.
okay,
Yeah,
just the
the
two.
court coordinator and the DPS secretary.
Okay,
But, you know, that's the way I have it in the budget right now.
Okay.
I thought that was the
Yes,
discussion.
and so what you're saying is, I just want to get some clarity. You're saying that you also support the two extra officers for transport, the van for transport. You're saying that you also support the 3 new Tahoes that the sheriff need as well,
For
correct?
the money part.
The money for,
And
okay,
then we'll look at it later whether it's going to be a lease or a purchase.
okay.
And then the name,
Is it in there?
It is
how much is it?
$50,000.
I thought it said 8.
Originally, he had thrown that out, but then after the next discussion, they might be able to get one for 35, but I put 50, just needed.
What about,
And then there again,
what about the transport bid, the Toyota thing or whatever, we did a process? Was it 50?
that's what I put in here. because he was talking about looking for one, a good used one.
I support, the whole reason I was really totally against taxes, and as I said, taxes not paid, but I supported it because I realized that the sheriff do need the tools to do his job, and that was one of my main reasons for supporting it. My second reason was supporting it is I do realize that the jailers and all of the people that works over there, they do need an increase in pay so that we can be a little bit competitive. We're not quite enough, but we're closer than we were before. I also did that so that the JP secretaries could also get something out of it, because they said they had been coming before the Commissioner's Court for about 6 to 8 years or something like that. And so with all of that said, I do support Andy and what he's saying as well.
If not, I need a motion to adopt the budget.
Do we make adopt the budget tax rate first?
Budget first.
Does that state law?
Yes,
It is the,
it is. You have to adopt the budget first. It seemed out of sequence to me, but you have to adopt the budget first.
Make a motion to adopt the budget.
I said,
All in favor, aye. Opposed? Motion carried. Item number 3 is to adopt the budget and the tax rate, I'm sorry. And the motion is to approve an order adopting the tax rate and authorizing the tax assessor to assess and collect taxes in accordance with the tax rate. I think that's written on there, Linda. That would be the motion to adopt the tax rate at 0.409 and approve the order adopting and what it says on there.
Okay.
Do we have that motion?
I'll make that motion.
I said,
All in favor, aye. Motion carried. Item number 4 is to approve the minutes. There are several sets. Actually, let's take about 5 minutes.